theoretically, this part of the video, you guys, you're not supposed to hear this. So I'll try to figure it out. I'll have to edit this part out.
I was delinquent in my homework, boss.
Yeah.
Warning. Following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hey, we're back. That's right. Hey, Todd, before we get into this episode real quick, because according to the title and the thumbnail, it is definitely top 5 songs that people lost their, you know what, from doing it.
Yes, not necessarily you and me, or you and me together.
No, none of, and it doesn't even have to be in that order. Something like that. Actually, I'll let the people know what exactly this is all about. See here. Now, as you know, when people imagine their first time doing it, they usually picture like a candlelight dinner, possibly, or rose petals, maybe some slow jams setting the mood. Well, that's just not a reality. No, reality has other plans because, well, you know, nothing says lifelong memories like fumbling with your pants while Nickelback is blaring in the background, or you're trying to act seductive while My Humps just plays in full volume. What's today?
My Hump. My Hump.
Today we're, paying a tribute to those not too, so perfect moments, but to those glorious, awkward, hilarious, misguided soundtracks of that scored humanity's most embarrassing rites of passage. Yes. So buckle up, folks, because apparently nothing kills the mood faster than the wrong song. And yet here we are. Welcome to the bar downstairs as we present to you our top 5 songs people lost their virginity to. Let's get weird, Todd.
Well, just
you know
off
what?
The top of my head, it always comes up to "Whip It" by Devo.
I've got a new interface that we're trying here. Folks, I've been doing Riverside for so long. Now I'm switching over to Ecamm. So if we seem a little bit like, what the hell is this and that? It's just something new. So, but more importantly, this top 5 songs that people lost their virginity to. Those awkward songs. So, but then again, I could edit all this shit out still and it wouldn't matter. And why is Todd not over here? So Todd, real quick before you, share your top 5. How the hell have you been? It's been a while since we've had an opportunity to jump on board here.
No, we've been busy. A lot of stuff going on with. Went to Miami. That was fun. Not really. I hate Miami. Miami right now is absolutely a mess with traffic. The downtown area of Miami looks like it looks like an Escher drawing, if you're familiar with who he is. He's the one that does the stair steps that keep on going forever, and the paths to nowhere. It's exactly what it looks like downtown. The only hot spot or bright spot was going down to Key West. My wife and I took a trip down to Key West to celebrate our 25th anniversary. We spent our honeymoon at Fort Myers and took a trip down to Key West. And so this time we were in Miami, so we drove down 3.5 hours. Highly suggest doing it. Got to go to Sloppy Joe's where Hemingway used to hang out. Had a Sloppy Joe, had a couple Guinness, went down to the southernmost tip to make sure nobody was coming in from canoes from Cuba. They got a big naval base down there now. It's really weird. It wasn't there 25 years ago, but all in all, good time. And then the other thing I was doing was Kings Island's opening, which we're going to have a special talk about because of all the new changes, all the new things, all the new tips that I have for people for that. It's not a lot has changed, but there's enough that has changed to take note of that is going to be just real quick. The Extreme Skyflyer, which was a pay-to attraction where you got strapped in and swung. is no longer there. So there's now no upcharge attractions in the park, which I'm always for. And then the Monster, the ride the Monster, is not going to be in commission until probably June or July. They're waiting on a part that has to be custom fabricated. That is coming in. But got to ride the Beast. The Beast is better than ever. The Beast has got a line like it used to back in the 80s now. I mean, 2 of the 3. Park's been open 4 days to the public. I went 3 of those days. 2 of those days, the Beast line was all the way out, full queues, just because of the retrack. Everybody's heard about it. Everybody's loving riding it again. 3-car operation, so it's not like they got fewer trains going, but. It's if you get a chance and you keep on saying the Beast is too rough and all that, give it another chance, because it's really, the lines are indicative of how many people believe in it again, and it's worth your time. Yeah. So other than that, that's it. What have you been doing?
I've been, the day job does its thing, and I have been basically preparing a lot for what we're doing right now and other related projects that I want to get more involved in with it when it gets into involving creating content. Of course, with the bar downstairs here, where you and I have fun and any other additional guests, and preparing for more possibility ideas with Meet Us in the Man Cave. I know co-host Christopher Webb, he's anxious to get back to doing some stuff there again. And we're going to try to focus on what that channel is more about with the horror related and cars and stuff, just to stay focused on what we originally intended for. So I'm anxious for that. And of course, folks, I hope that you find what I'm about to share here is interesting, because I'm seriously thinking about, helping out others out there that are wanting to, let's say you have been wanting to start your own YouTube channel, and you see all these young kids doing it and you're like, I could do what they're doing. Well, here recently, YouTube just started, or they just celebrated their 20th anniversary. And there's been a report that there are more people watching YouTube than they are Max Live, other streaming services that you pay more than Netflix. So if more people are watching YouTube, even on their living room televisions, that means there's more opportunity for all of us old farts, 40 and over, to start creating content. But if you're like, I could do that, but I have no idea how to do this and do that. So I thought, what, maybe I can offer my services on it, starting some stuff over on my other YouTube channel where I was doing goofy stuff. But now it's like, what, let's just do a niche question, help figure out how ways that you can get your YouTube started. And I've had so many people throughout the years asking me, how do you edit videos? And I've never really answered those questions. So I've been busy with that, writing a lot of stuff down, bought a new computer so I could get a little bit more active with editing, more with this. So I've been basically spending money, educating myself, writing a lot of stuff down, and rearranging it's kind of under construction. I've been busy. I guess that's to sum it up. I've been busy. And I was so... Good. Yeah, I've been so inspired by all this. It made me think of, top 5 naughty songs that made us lose our virginity. And actually, no, to be fair, I wanted to do more top 5s, and Todd came up with the idea of the 5 songs that we lost our virginity to. So I'm excited to share this because, these songs, they could mean a lot to you and I and Todd and everybody else that lost their innocence. Or they lost a certain fruit thanks to, okay, I don't need to share anymore. I'm always worried about how YouTube thinks about fruits, I guess. I don't know.
Fruit?
Yeah. Cherries, when we popped your cherry. Shit, I guess I could edit that out.
Cherry pie? Warrant?
Yeah, that would be a good one right there. I didn't even put that in my top 5. Speaking of which, I wish I could find my top 5 list right now. I wrote it down.
Oh, I've got your top 5 list.
Oh yeah, that part he wasn't supposed to share. But then again, he had to see mine in order to, so he could stay in sync. Yeah, that's it.
NSYNC.
Yeah, in sync.
That's another boy band group.
I think a lot of them know that.
I think you got to give honorable mention to. I think you got to give honorable mention to Beat It, don't you?
Yeah,
it's not necessarily your virginity, but you have to. Yeah, I think in the natural progression of things, Beat It would be everybody's first.
Beat It,
at least for boys.
As it's amazing because either one of us, thought of that. I mean, Beat It, and Whip It, R. Kelly, anything by R. Kelly. Okay. Do you want to start? Shit. Do you want to start off here with this?
Well, I didn't prepare it. I didn't get to prepare like you did.
Okay.
But I can go. I can go off the top of my head. Your top 5.
Okay. That would work out.
Or do you want me to do my top 5 first?
I'll tell you what. You could do.
Because I'm guessing that's what you sent me, right? You sent me my top 5, right?
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, this part of the video, you guys, you're not supposed to hear this, so I'll try to figure it out. I'll have to edit this part out.
I was delinquent in my homework, boss.
Yeah.
Erection set.
Erection set remains a very versatile constructional medium. Almost any mechanical device can be built with this system, from structures to complex working cranes, automatic gearboxes or clocks.
Ooh la la.
It is frequently used to prototype new ideas and inventions. Model realization using erection set is limited only by the imagination and ingenuity of the builder. Come and play with my erection today.
Only available at Bubba.
We're back. Todd's number 5.
Jordan Knight. Give it to you.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see it if I could remember it.
Jordan Knight. I mean, think about it. He was, oh my God. I remember all the ladies, how nuts they were going back in the day with New Kids or not the New Kids, Kids on the Block. I think that's what it was. It had one of the, this was your top. That was your top 5.
That was a B-side.
That was oh God. I just remember it being so close to Please Don't Go Girl. And then Jordan Knight, of course, your top 5 there. I mean, it's just, you could, well, I know some people were also doing a ham bone during that song. So
you say it's been too long since you had some. You say I turn you on like a fire that's burning inside.
Yeah. Sounds like not only did you lose your virginity, but you need to go see a doctor after that particular person if your lungs are on fire after that one.
Well, we should be clear that it's there's only one person losing their virginity, right? Because the other person said it's been too long.
Yeah.
Because in the lyrics, it says there in the lyrics. So it's it's only the singer that seems to be losing their virginity, not necessarily the person receiving the gift of someone's.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, this was before we had. You know what? That was your number 5. I can understand why it's confusing, but at least it's in there. With all those other honorable mentions, like Michael Jackson's Beat It and Devo's Whip It. I don't know how they didn't get to number 5, but this one did, and it has some meaning to it. But some deep meaning. But then again, this is heavy shit. Should I start my number 5?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, number 5. This was tough. I should warn you. The 5 songs that I have on my list, I had to think long and hard about it. For some of you out there, you may get that. For some of you out there, you may not. But I had to, if anything, add this. And, you know, tomorrow it could be my number 6 or my number 7. But today it is my number 5. It is, of course, Coolio's Gangsta Paradise. Now, I know some of you out there probably lost your virginity from a better version from Weird Al's, of course. And that's Amish Paradise. And that's like old school style, the way you lose your virginity. But, you know, Gangsta, which right now is kind of old school. I mean, come on, Coolio. How could the women not get turned on? Of course, a lot of them did back in the day. The way his presence, the way he shared his moments, and the way he told us how it was in Gangsta Paradise and shit. The more I think about it, I think we're going to have to probably end this podcast earlier because I may have to go to the bathroom soon. That's way too much information, but you know, I'm going to end it there on Coolio.
To whip it
possibly
or beat it.
That's my number 5.
All right, number 4.
We're going to have to do a podcast on Whip It and Beat It someday. All right, number 4, Todd.
Justin Bieber, Boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Fuck.
Yeah, if you like hot cheese, yeah, this fondue is for you. If you're not good looking enough to get a girl in bed, at least you can have her thinking about Justin Bieber. You know, just as some mental health.
Yeah.
Mental health. Quiet, right?
Mental health, quiet, right? Justin Bieber, Sean Combs. Somehow, you know what? I don't need to go there. Don't need to go there. I just knew Sean Combs. I'm just thinking of songs, Virginity, but you know what? He didn't. Like I said with Coolio today, Gangsta Paradise, maybe number 5 tomorrow. It could be a different number. Sean Combs, hell, you know what? Maybe I may spoil it. I may not spoil any Sean Combs, you know, 3, 4, 5, and 2 and 1s or whatever here. Oh boy. I guess it's my turn to go with number 4, right? I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All righty. Well, I'm going to switch camera angles here on you folks. I'm sorry because this one here, now a lot of you out there, you know, when you think of this band, it's a great way to figure out if you've got any sense of rhythm at all whatsoever. I mean, you can learn how to play the drums, and if you can't keep up with the drummer on this band, AC/DC, then chances are you have no sense of rhythm, and chances are you're probably not even going to lose your virginity, especially to this song, Squealer by AC/DC. I mean, Squealer, I mean, it could be from us humans, it can be from animals, it could be, I mean, that's how poetically sexual this song could be. Squealer is my number 4, and remember, you can learn how to play the drums to AC/DC to practically, and guitar too. I don't know why I'm just thinking you're playing the guitar, women find that sexy, and you're going to lose your virginity to Squealer, AC/DC. And like I said, I may have to end this podcast earlier after thinking about this song because I may have to head off to the bathroom here soon. Squealer, my number 4. Squealer, oh my God. I didn't lose my virginity to this, but damn it, where the fuck was I? Where the fuck was... No, you know what? Your turn. Damn it. I feel like I fucked. If only a time machine could exist.
My number 3, Gleaming Spires. Are you ready for the Sex Girls?
Oh, fuck yeah.
From Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
And of course, you have to have the video going because they are men dressed in pink and orange with aprons making something in the oven. Yeah.
Making something.
So baking, getting things to rise. It's beaten eggs, you know, which I don't think in today's, you know, economy they'd be able to afford to do. They might have to go to something different. Ostrich eggs, I hear, are cheaper. It's like 1 ostrich egg to 5 regular eggs. So if you want like a 5-egg omelet, you can just use an ostrich egg because there's no such thing as ostrich flu. It's just bird flu for the chickens. But now I'm thinking about chickens, and I'm thinking about being on the farm, and I too may cut this short because
chickens. You know,
there were all kinds of wild roosters in Key West. That was fun. Got to see him hop on a bunch of chickens. That was fun.
You know,
right there in the middle of the street.
Chickens. And at that point, people were wondering, why were they crossing? Where's it? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's I don't know. Is this it? Oh, that's not it, but it's the new bump. I still think of Revenge of the Nerds with that song, and that to me, that's why. Well, some of them lost their virginity. Oh God, you know what? Oh my God, my number 3. I remember wishing I could lose my virginity to, we'll just say Smith. Yes. Because I figure Smith's a safe name to use, or Rodriguez. Yeah. I wanted to lose my virginity to either Smith or Rodriguez. It sounds like a law firm, but I wanted to make sure that my number 3, Let's Go All the Way. Because I remember roller skating a lot to that song at Skate World. And yeah. Little Smith and Little Rodriguez. You know, it's you're never too young or never too old to think about Little Smith and Little Rodriguez when you're thinking about, and I'm sure there's some people out there that are like, oh yeah, his number 3 was my number 1 or something like that. But yeah, let's go all the way. Yeah, let's go all the way. Yeah. Let's go. You know what? I keep on forgetting to do things with my new system here to switch cameras and stuff. But you know what? Doesn't matter because we're here talking about losing our virginity, at least something like that. The top 5 songs that we've been losing our virginity to, or other people been. You know what, Todd? I think this is a good time for me to say, if you've lost your virginity to any of these songs, leave it in the comment section, or your top 5 in the comment section below. So
yeah, we don't want to get too personal. I mean, if you don't want to, I mean, because let's face it, you know, you could put what song you lost your virginity to in the comments, and somebody else could read it and go, I didn't know that was the song.
Yeah,
he told me I was his first. That wasn't the song that
I just thought of an honorable mention.
Be anything.
Remind me to mention
songs that get you songs that get you in the mood.
I got one that I'm going to share after my one. Yeah. Well, Todd, I'm going to let you share. Is it your number 2 now?
Yes. Number 2 is Color Me Bad. I Want to Sex You Up. It almost could mix with Let's Go All the Way.
Yeah.
I think I could make that work if I had a turntable, 2 turntables and a microphone. Which, if you think about it, you got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Oh yeah,
it could be. That could go. That could go.
You know,
where it's at.
I got 2 turntables with a microphone. Back.
Everything comes back to music. Everything comes back to music.
Because, you know, when I was 17, I could think of going, I got 2 turntables. Actually, I was looking at Techniques on Amazon. They're still $1,200. That just says it right there.
Oh, that's better.
But $1,200, you know what I mean? I'm just glad that I could still get the cartridge needle from my Stanson out there. So I was excited about. I'm like, I better order one in case that needle goes dull. So it's $40. I mean, shit, it's well worth it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, folks. You know, like I said, everything relates to music, which everything relates to sex. That's why they call it 69. Let's see here. Oh God, speaking of 69 and everything related, I got to fucking, I mean, how can you not think of sex without Madonna being involved in this picture, right? Especially, maybe not so much today's Madonna 2025, but Madonna back in the 80s and the 90s. Oh my God, let's just take a bow, because that's exactly where I'm bringing her into. I want to, oh my God. I'll admit
there was kind of an after song. That's more like after the fact, isn't it? I mean, like, take a bow.
I know that song has some meaning too in so many ways, but I don't want to Vogue because that's for the gay men out there. But Take a Bow.
Papa Don't Preach is very inappropriate.
Yeah, it's very.
Although it's about after the fact of.
See, when there's already, there was names mentioned earlier, but no. I just Madonna, just like a prayer, and I wanted to take a bow with it, so that was definitely my number 2. Oh my God, that woman. Oh, so I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there, especially our age, when they think back to the yeah. That's definitely number 2 appropriate right there. Oh boy. All right. I'm saving my definite honorable mention for last. That's for sure. I'll give you a hint. It's a soundtrack. Yeah. All right, Todd.
All right, number 1 on my list. We're going hardcore Iron Maiden, The Number of the Beast.
Fuck me.
Why? Because you're going to hell anyway for having, most likely premarital coitus. So you just might as well. There could be some people that have lost their virginity to it. I'm sure. Maybe they left the music on too long, or maybe Siri just really had a weird thought of, hey, play me some love-making music, and it just picks. But it would. I think there would be a time for a section of coitus that would go hard and fast for Iron Maiden. Maybe. I don't know, but it could happen.
I'm shocked and impressed all at the same time. I mean, you're giving some major love to all of the heavy metal there, really towards the end.
But strangely enough, so far there's only been one woman singer.
Yeah. And I could definitely tell you right now that my number 1 was not. I'm not sharing it exact this second, but at this moment, the YMCA is not in there, or the Village People say.
Well, again, what kind of coitus are you talking about?
Yeah. I can't even. What other songs?
The YMCA isn't exactly a male-female thing.
No, it's like Indians and
it's hanging out with all the boys.
Yeah.
In the Navy at the time, in the Navy was written, I believe, only men were allowed to be on ships.
That's probably what inspired. What was it? Was it Sister Sledge that did her Training Man, or am I butchering that? I don't know.
They did what?
You were supposed to be quiet, phone. I just got a text message, probably from who the person I lost. No, I seriously doubt that. No, I'm sorry. I'm just Iron Maiden. I mean, just the name alone, Iron Maiden, which has nothing to. It just.
Yeah. Actually, it kind of does, because if you're in an Iron Maiden, you're never going to coitus again.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay.
It was the closest thing to a chastity belt I could think of.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we should be thankful for the days we have now, folks. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, if you know what an Iron Maiden is, it's basically like a mummy sarcophagus that opens up, and then there's a bunch of spikes inside that's supposed to impale the person that's caught inside. So therefore, it is full of pricks.
I really butchered that editing right there, folks. I'm learning my new stuff, and as Todd was telling you that story, for some reason the screen was on me. I guess that just basically means, I'm pretty much an Iron Maiden. Lord knows it doesn't feel. You know what? We'll go back to a full screen there, and which I forget. Yeah, I got to get used to this shit. I'm gonna go ahead and share my number 1 before my honorable mention. Or actually, you know what? Let's just get to my honorable mention, then I'll say my number 1. Honorable mention. It came to me while we were doing this incredible podcast here. All 4,000 plus of you watching, which says a lot.
4002.
4002. Okay. Like I said, it's a
Shit, that's 4001.
4001. 4002. You just missed out on me sharing Different Strokes. It's not about the story, just the song alone. I bet a lot of people out there, when they heard that on, some, especially people, if they're at a funeral, they're like Different Strokes. They just want to get it on to Different Strokes, the theme song or the soundtrack or the television show. There we go. But the number one is I'd Love to Lay You Down by Conway Twitty. That song right there, I believe, was inspired by Dolly Parton's Daisy Dukes. And Conway Twitty, when he wrote that song, he said, yep, that's what I'm doing it. And that's how I'm doing it. I'd Love to Lay You Down. And then there was Spurs in it, but in the video that they were going to shoot for it.
Yeah, the only country song that we have on the list, and that's a good one. My great grandmother loved that song. And when I first heard it, I really got embarrassed because lay you down and softly whisper pretty love words in your ear. Lay you down. It was one of the dirtiest songs ever when you think about it. A lot of old country music was. A lot of old country music had to do about sex. Jolene. Dolly wasn't that pissed off because they were just shaking hands. I can tell you that right now.
Folks, There you have it. We survived this recording here. Top five.
What about Britney Spears?
Britney Spears. Well,
What song would you go by for Britney Spears?
It's either I Lost on Jeopardy or Beat It.
No, that she sang.
Oh,
I got one in mind.
Those were my favorite Britney Spears songs.
Crazy.
Oh, wait a minute. Crazy. Yeah. What was her name? Britney Spears? Crazy for fear. That was a song that was like done.
No, that was Patsy Cline that did Crazy.
Oh, crazy. Whoa. What? Something happened. That was interesting. Crazy. Okay, dokie. That must be some graphics or something. Well, that must have been the word of the day. The word of the podcast is crazy. So, folks, if you were thinking crazy, that was your number one song of how you lost your virginity. Graffiti goes everywhere. Crazy. Oh, did she write us? Now, how that? Wow, this is kind of like Pee Wee Herman. The word of the day. And this is crazy. It's somehow crazy. You know what? That's a message, folks. I'm just
going to get showered every time you say it.
Every time you think about doing it well with some, with some young girl. Wait a minute. There should be no kids watching this damn podcast because it's not for minors. So the message is get off here. You don't belong here. No minors allowed.
We should do a kids episode one time.
No, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with that. No. No. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching, for listening to our top 5 songs of where you may have lost your virginity to, like we said in the comment section. And we will be doing more top 5 songs of God knows what in the future. And Todd, I'm definitely looking forward to our next live stream of, a movie of some sort, of some cult classic.
We're doing Greasy Strangler. That's the next one. Did you see? We got a lot of positive stuff from student bodies.
That being said, Todd, you came up with an idea a few podcasts along where you were going to start sharing some of the people's comments and all that. So if you can remember that in the future, I think that was a really cool idea. So, yeah, if you guys want your comment shared here on the future podcast, let's leave a comment and Todd will share it while we're doing the podcast. And Greasy Strangler?
Greasy Strangler. Do not, Scooter, watch it before the podcast. Most of the fun of this is going to be your reaction to it the first time you see it because it's a gem. My wife hates the movie. She says it's the worst movie ever made, which in some ways makes me love it even more.
If she starts watching these podcasts, she might have changed her thoughts on how her ratings are. No, there you go. If anybody's watching right now, look forward to that particular watch along. I know we've got some other ones coming up, ideas and all that. And I know, you know what? I'll just leave it at that because I started thinking of one thing. I'm like, you know, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Just keep it short. I don't want to sound like Corey Feldman, where he just tends to go on and on and on and on. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. So that being said, Todd, I'm going to go ahead and hit that button unless there's anything else you need to share.
Everybody stay crazy.
It doesn't do that for me. God damn it.